everybody. I have a quick chance to be here with you today. I'm just getting everything finished and set up. So we're going to get started here in just a second. Awesome. Okay, let's get going. All right. So I know somebody asked if there was a way that I would like put out a schedule, and hopefully someday I'll have that organized. I have a quick chance to be. So I can't wait to do that. Let me finish getting all set up here. But okay, so I would love there to be a schedule. My life is not that conducive to regularity. I do teach a class every Monday. If you have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to have you come and join the learning that goes on with Fairy Fox Friends. All of that information is on Buy Me a Coffee. I'll make sure the link is down below. Anyway, but today, new what if, the question is, what if I hate practicing? And the answer is you are not alone. I am not a practicer. I am so discouraged and have been my whole life whenever you're like, oh, wow, you're amazing. And they're like, oh yeah, just practice. You know, the top 3 ways to get better at something is practice, practice, practice. Okay, great. But what if you hate practicing? Practicing is boring. It's not fun at all. There's a bunch of, oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, that doesn't look good vibe that comes with it. I know when I was a soccer player as a little kid, I would go to all the games and none of the practices. In middle school, did not practice my violin, even though I said I did. That was bad. Don't do that. But it is really hard to practice. I know in movies, it's always a big joke when there's a tween people and they're talking about practicing kissing. Like, no, we don't want to practice. We want to actually do it, right? It gets awkward and weird. Anyway, okay, so here's the thing. You get better at something by doing it. Whether you're practicing or whether you're doing it for real, it's the process of just actually doing it. And so I have all kinds of ways that I've tried to actually be at work and just sign up for more work or volunteer or, go busk somewhere. But having there be a reason that you're doing it is a big deal. And that has been my approach. Okay, but hello, there is one other thing, and this is how kids learn. Kids don't practice. Little kids, they don't practice walking. It's not like they wake up in the morning and they're like, today I want to improve my walking, so I will be practicing from 9 to 10. No, they are just doing it. And part of that just doing it is through play. Play learning is amazing. So I'm going to show you how to play. The last class that we did this week was on Harry Potter, and it was so much fun, and we did not have enough time to do everything that we could want. And so I want to show you guys a little bit of how to play with some Harry Potter. So I'm going to just go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can see. Oh, real quick, before I do that though, I just had to tell you guys about some friends of mine. Okay, so this little video episode is dedicated to them, and they are amazing educators. They're up in a small rural town of St. Anthony, Idaho, and COVID has hit them really hard, like it has all of us, but they weathered that. They were amazing. They shut things down when they needed to, and they opened up and they shut things down. Daniel and Kara are fantastic. It's called the Idaho Art Lab. And the reason I'm dedicating this to them is that COVID 2.0 has hit them now, where their building has been put up for sale. It's a 5,000 square foot amazing space that they have cultivated. As you artists know, an art studio is incredible. 5,000 square feet of maker space servicing the people of this small rural town. It's amazing. Check out their Facebook, Instagram, Idaho Art Lab. It's fabulous. But because of the hardship of COVID, the owner has decided to sell the building, and they've given them the option to buy it. But as a nonprofit, you can imagine that out of nowhere, trying to reopen after COVID, that's a real big hardship. So they're in the middle of fundraising. There are 2 ways you can help. The first one is you can donate, which if you're in that position, oh my gosh, they will love you. So please check it out, Idaho Art Lab. Anywhere there's a donate button. So Facebook, Instagram, or their homepage, Idaho Art Lab. I think it's .org. but a Google search, you will find them. The second way is if you're not in a position to donate, you better believe that you have a voice. And so even if you're like, hey, my crazy face paint friend said we needed to help out, save these kids. I was there yesterday and there was a little boy in an art class and he just said, I can't draw. And the instructor said, well, that's fine. It's a skill. You just need to learn the skill. It's not something that is limited. It just means that you haven't been accessed. And so opening that door in this little town where there are 3 different correctional facilities, they've got a prison and a work camp and all of this stuff, and they're losing some of these other amenities because the funding that, as there are limits to the funding, that's where it's been placed. Anyway, so if you can help. And now let's go ahead and play. I am a firm believer in play. The reason I was there yesterday is because I was playing. I was doing some ceramics up in their ceramic studio and it was incredible. So, okay, here we go. Harry Potter play. This looks like a deck of cards and right now they're blank. So we've got to change that. But as we think of what does play mean? What play means is you are doing something that you've never done before or in a new way. And that's what makes it play. We're out to discover, we're having a fun time. So the thing that I wanted to kind of work on and discover here through this playing is I want to take Harry Potter. I'll show you a picture that I did in the class. So here is the Sorting Hat. And I wanted, instead of like writing Slytherin, I wanted to use my line work to show, and there's some awesome silver drips too, that the Sorting Hat picked Slytherin for this kid. This is awesome, but it's a little on the technical, complicated, time-consuming realm. And so I wanted to play with the idea of how can we take Harry Potter and how can we make it super simple? And so when you think of simple, kids love simple things. And that's awesome. I love kids for that love. But one of the things that we can do is we can look at like the Playmobil characters or Legos. They take very complicated things and they make them super simple. So I wanted to take that idea and see if we can apply that to Harry Potter. So if we take the beginning of this Playmobil little character and we just give a nice round face. So there we go. That's not too hard. A pivoted circle. This is a 1/2 inch flat brush and we just spun around just like that. So there's my first one. Then because Harry, we're going to do Harry first. We'll give him some yellow, like yellow. And we're going to just come in here and do a nice Playmobil body, which is this awesome shape right here. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, see if we can get that color up better. Okay, so here we have Harry. Doesn't he look great? Will anybody recognize this as Harry Potter? Absolutely, they won't. So we better keep working. I'm going to go ahead and get a nice little tiny detail brush. And we're going to put on his robes. So whenever they are headed to Hogwarts on the Scarlet engine, and whatever, they always have to put on their robes. So one of the things that we know about robes is there's this V in the front. So we're going to go ahead and put that V on. Awesome. Then we want to go just above so that we can see a little bit of a hood. So these are 2 teardrops. Then we just pull down, go across. And of course, anytime I would do something like this, this would be the middle of my design. And so there might be wings behind or flames behind or like all kinds of things. But the thing that I love about Harry Potter is like, there's over 4,000 pages of story there. And so there's so much to pull from. I was just thinking about how, we need the green quill, the acid quill or whatever, or we need a howler, or we need, it goes on and on. There is no end. Okay, so what else do we know about Harry? Well, he wears these glasses. So we're gonna go ahead and put some glasses on him. We'll come right in the center of the face and we'll do one eye and a little swoop and another eye. Okay, so there's our Harry. And now we need his messy hair, because remember how his hair is always a mess and it makes his aunt mad. So here come, oh, look, he's starting to look like Harry already. Oh my goodness. And how fast is this? This is so fast. I love it. Okay, so here's our Harry. Very nice. Okay, and now what are we missing? We're missing his little scar. So I like scars to be pink or red rather than yellow because that's the color scars are. So even though we do a lightning bolt, let's make sure we don't mess it up. So here comes our little scar. Oh my goodness. And here's our Harry. Now we could add the smile, but I think this says Harry and it was so fast. Okay, so what are we gonna do with highlights? We love them. I love them. But remember, when you're practicing, you're not doing the whole, or not practicing. We're not practicing, we're playing. When you're playing, you don't have to do it the right way. So if there are any steps that you absolutely hate, skip them. We're just playing here. So we can come down, do some, of this kind of stuff. If you want, you could absolutely like write something, or, you could do a little dot, just have a whole lot of fun. But okay, so here's a Harry. Oh my gosh, I love him. We're gonna put him right here to keep me company because I'm so happy. All right, so let's give him a friend. Now we all know Harry's best friend, right? We need a Ronald Weasley coming right up. And I guarantee if you're at a Harry Potter event or you have a little person that loves Harry Potter and you give them one of these characters, you're going to get asked for more. And if you've slaved, forever to make something absolutely incredible, that's awesome. But it might mean that you now have to do a whole bunch more. So I'm going to go ahead and grab red. And so even if we're trying to do something fast, it doesn't mean that it can't be fabulous. So practicing, or playing fast and fabulous, that's what we're doing here. All right, so Ron has red hair, right? But yeah, red hair isn't always red. So we're gonna go ahead and do orange. I'm mixing some red into my orange, so it's gonna be quite bright, but it's not gonna be the exact same color. And then with this filbert, with this flat brush, I can even put this hair in. We don't want it to be quite as messy as Harry's. Give him a nice little side part there. All right, so here's our Ronald. Now, red hair. I don't have red hair, but I definitely have the freckles of somebody with red hair. So that's what we're going to add. We have some glasses on Harry, but we want to go ahead and let Ron have his own fun. So we're going to go ahead and put some freckles across his little cheeks there. Awesome. And then we need a little bit of identifying features in the face. Obviously freckles aren't enough, so we're going to go ahead and put some eyes. And eyes can be really intense. So this is our fast play. We're playing with being fast. And what's faster than just a couple dots? Oh, I love it. All right, but I am going to allow myself just an extra second with some red on my liner brush. And we're going to just put in a few red strands of hair here. And that's just going to make it look a little bit on the finished side because we want to have it be finished. And oh, Ron, you're looking amazing. Now, what do we know about Ron? If we want to place it in time, we can give him a little rat. We could give him a little broken wand. There's so much that we could do. We could give anybody a broomstick. And those are things that can be fun to play with too. So now we have our 2 teardrops and ooh, look at that little wiggle, giving him kind of some shoulders, and then nice and curved around the front and pulled down. Oh my goodness, now we have a Ron. I love it. This simplifying is so much fun. You can play and investigate what are the potions from Harry Potter. What would be the really awesome, oh look, Harry and his friend Ron. Okay, one more, and then I am going to dash away for now. I've got somewhere I have to be, but I had to hop on with you guys and hang out for at least just a minute and play with some Harry Potter because I have been thinking about this. I have a feeling I'm going to leave my paint out and paint a whole bunch more simple Harry Potter, and I will get that put up on my Instagram later today, or maybe on Facebook. Okay, so Hermione, we can't leave without her. So we're going to give her her awesome hairdo here. And she just needs that fuzzy, crazy hair that she loves but gets teased for. Okay. And then let's give her, we've got our red and yellow already. So let's go ahead and give her some stripes. And so here's how we're going to do that. We're going to come and just put in her base color. We're going to hop over to the red, and we're going to go ahead and just stripe the red there. Okay, awesome. Now, this is so much fun. Get a round brush, get some red on it, and then I'm going to just dry it off. And now what that does is it gives me this really thin, dry red on here. I'm going to dry it off once again. Oh, look, and now it's even thinner. I love that. Okay, and we're going to come in here and we're going to give her some little rosy cheeks. And if you don't like how rosy they are, if you're like, oh, that's too rosy, then just get a damp brush and come back in. Oh yeah, this is exactly what I want. And that's just mixing with what's already on, which is that skin tone. Gives me these awesome rosy cheeks. Love them. Hermione, you're the best. Okay, so Hermione, how do we let people know this is Hermione? We could totally add a book. We could put her hand up. I think that would be perfect because isn't she always raising her hand to answer a question? I love it. I love her. Just a quick second here while I paint her eyes. I also love you guys. This is so much fun for me to be able to welcome you in to my questioning of, but what if? I had no idea how much fun painting Harry Potter fast was going to be, because I am such I'm a fast painter, but I love adding details on details on details. And so making myself keep it to the very minimum is just a joy. So I'm going to probably spend a couple hours playing today. I'm not practicing, I am playing, and we're going to see what happens. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add her hand up because I think that that's just too funny. And that will make it different than my other ones, which is awesome. So we've got her little hand is right up there. And then we need to show the skin color again. Here we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, little hand, nice little simple hand. No fingers, just a little hand raised. And then, of course, hair doesn't look like hair unless it has a little bit of texture to it. So Harry was fine, and Ron, we added the red. So let's grab a little bit of brown. And you can see I'm not drawing, I am scribbling. And we can just scribble around. I want to kind of catch the outer edge and then put a little bit in the middle. And we can even put a little bit of a mess right there. Okay, and we now have our Harry Potter friends. Check these guys out. So fun. Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I hope you guys love Harry Potter. But even if you don't, I know the kids that you paint do. So it is an awesome place to hang out. It is an awesome place to play. And by all means, get out there and play. And I will see you guys next time for What If? Bye, everybody.